One Piece fans, what is good? The answer to that question, of course, is One Piece. One Piece is what's good. And today we're gonna be talking about the Soul King Brook, musician of the Straw Hat Pirates, one of the coolest characters with one of the coolest devil fruits in my opinion. More specifically than Brook himself, we're gonna be discussing his devil fruit, the Yomi Yomi no Mi, and the potential this fruit has. So, this fruit, the Yomi Yomi no Mi, I'm gonna be honest, I overlooked it a lot when it was first introduced. When Brook was first introduced, I was kind of like, all the fruit does is bring him back to life, because it's the revive fruit. So when Brook died, the fruit revived him and gave him a second chance at life, and his soul had to go find his body again, which was already a skeleton by the time he found it. And when he got back into the skeleton, his soul that is, he ended up becoming a walking, talking skeleton. And it looked like that's gonna be the end of this fruit, the extent of its abilities. And Brook, he's just gonna be using swordsmanship with his gentle blade style or whatever, because all the fruit does is revive you. But we were wrong, and it turned out post time skip, the fruit has a lot more abilities than just that, and I believe that these abilities could get even stronger. So I just want to talk about the potential of the Yomi Yomi no Mi real quick, and Brook himself, and the things that he could do with this fruit potentially. So basically, the fruit basically strengthens the user's soul to the point that they can come back from the dead, more or less. But because of the strengthening of the soul, it gives them additional abilities, such as summoning the cold winds of the underworld into a frigid aura that Brook can coat around his sword and slash people icily. Like he went at Zio, slashed him, boom, it was an icy slash, and that was pretty cool to see. Brook can also emit his soul out of his skeleton mouth, and his soul is basically kind of a specter of sorts that can go through walls, is intangible, and that is pretty useful when he's like captive. He can make his soul go out through the walls and whatnot, and talk to people, and spy, and look for help, and things like that. And he also has control over souls in a sense, because his soul is so powerful, it can put other souls in check. Such is the epithet Soul King. So if y'all remember on Whole Cake Island, when Big Mom's homies went at Brook, and he just started playing the guitar, and that whole giant Susanoo-ish, greenish, whitish Brook just came out of his back, and it was like, yo! And he completely scared those other souls, parts of Big Mom's soul or whatever, or other people's souls, not Big Mom's soul, back into submission. He was even able to hurt the homies that were partly Big Mom's soul by the strength of his own soul. Like if Brook was, it was kind of a direct counter to Big Mom's soul, but still, that's a thing about the potential of this fruit. First of all, I'm just going to be talking about the soul aspect of the fruit, not the cold winds of the underworld aura. So the soul aspect of the fruit, just think about the potential of this fruit. I'm just going to be theorizing things that Brook could develop in the future. So we know that Brook, his soul is so powerful, it can scare other souls and whatnot, and kind of almost like a conqueror's hockey of sorts. You know what I mean? All the homies that weren't Big Mom's soul specifically kind of collapsed, and even Big Mom's homies, they were like, oh, whoa, what's going on? And it did kind of hurt them somewhat. So those beings were directly soul enhanced. So we know that Brook, they were Big Mom's devil fruit enhanced souls. So they were kind of, I guess, a parent. But if Brook took this ability to the next level, it could be possible that he would be able to scare souls and normal people. Like just your soul, like I'm walking down the street or whatever, Brook pulls up on me, does that whole soul Susanoo thing, and I just fall down. Because if he enhanced the devil fruit to that point, he might be able to actually control or have influence over souls that are not enhanced by Big Mom's ability, because those souls would, I guess, be a parent, like kind of playing out their souls, but just a soul that's in a normal human, no Soro no Mi involved whatsoever, just a normal soul, Brook might be able to have some sort of influence over that soul if his devil fruit abilities got stronger, and be able to kind of, I guess, knock them out, maybe have some sort of control over them. I don't know exactly what. I know he kind of knocked out the other homies like Conqueror's Hockey. Maybe he'd be able to do that, and he wouldn't need King's Hockey. He just need to, you know, bring out the whole Soul Susanoo, as I like to call it, because it doesn't have a name, and just knock 50,000 people out, you feel me? But I don't necessarily know what he would necessarily do with that ability if he has the power to influence other people's souls, but it would be dope, and it would be extremely powerful, and it would be a sight to see, that's for sure. So that's the first potential thing that he might be able to do with this amazing devil fruit, influence people's souls that are not brought out by the Soro no Mi. Now let's talk about the cold winds of the underworld. Like that's just a hype phrase, I'm not gonna lie. So Brook, as we saw with his sword, he coated it in the aura of those cold winds, so to speak. You know, Slash. Zio got the whole ice thing. He's basically an ice swordsman. Like how Kinemon can cut fire and kind of use fire, sort of. Brook can use ice, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty powerful. But first off, I do not believe that Brook can use flying sword slashes. I don't think we've seen it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I remember him ever using a flying sword slash in the series. He might be able to. I'm not saying he can't. Just right off the top of my head, I can't remember. So tell me if he's able to do that in the comments, but I don't think he is. So say a flying ice sword slash. That's pretty powerful, just first off. We already know he can do normal slashes icily. So if he just has an icy slash, that's gonna be pretty strong, you know what I mean? I think that would give him a good amount of power. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that though, because Brook's style of swordsmanship more concentrates on speed rather than power like Zoro's, but that's only the beginning of what I'm thinking he could do. So as with the Soul Susanoo, we know that Brook can kind of outcast his soul's aura around him, as we saw with the homies. So I was thinking, since Brook can do that with the Soul Susanoo, and the homie just fall out because he was casting his soul's energy around, couldn't he do that with the icy part of his soul's energy, the dark cold wind of the underworld? So kind of just do an outblast of icy aura that just freezes people. That would be so dope. Like, he just goes, the whole thing, plays the guitar or whatever, Soul Susanoo comes up, boom! Just the icy winds, the iciness, the icy aura just explodes outward, almost like Aokiji's Ice Age, but obviously different. I think you could kind of envision how it would be, just kind of a whole boom, a bomb of icy aura that Brook would be able to control and manipulate, maybe even. So that would just be something that would be very powerful, and something that would be really cool to see in the story if Brook was able to outcast the icy cold winds of the underworld like he's able to outcast his just normal soul. Now, talking about the Soul Susanoo, and I know that's not the name of it, but it kind of is like a Soul Susanoo, and Soul Susanoo has a nice ring to it, you cannot lie. But so say this alleged Soul Susanoo, we saw it around Brook, and it didn't move. But say it could move. Like Brook could bring it out, and it could actually punch and kick or whatever. Maybe not kick, because we didn't see it have legs. But say Brook brings out this astral projection of his soul, the giant green astral projection, and it can punch, you know what I mean? It can attack, maybe even use a soul energy sword. Basically like a Susanoo. That would be really cool and very powerful. Like, he just comes out, boom, get punched by pure soul. And if it had the icy winds of the underworld around it, you just basically got a giant icy Susanoo from Brook. That would be pretty cool. And I think all of the things I've said, those are things that could potentially happen just in the parameters of the devil fruit. So this is just kind of me talking about theories of abilities that I think that the Yomi Yomi no Mi might be able to develop. Maybe Brook has them but just hasn't shown them. I think he probably would have shown them because of his fight in Big Mom. But maybe in Wano he's going to show some of these moves or something similar. I don't know. But basically I just wanted to talk about the abilities I think the Yomi Yomi no Mi might be able to develop later on in the story, or maybe Brook has them on the back burner, because I think it's just interesting. His fruit, which seemed so weak before, is actually so strong. So just a quick recap of all the things I think the potential of the Yomi Yomi no Mi could bear fruit of are, first off, with the whole outcast energy of his soul and the soul Susanoo thing. Maybe he will be able to influence the souls of normal people, not brought out by Big Mom Sora no Mi Devil Fruit, just a random Joe on the street, or maybe just some fodder, or maybe even some sort of commander or strong character in One Piece. Brook will be able to at least influence their souls slightly. Second thing is, this doesn't really have to do with the Yomi Yomi no Mi, I guess, but flying icy sword flashes if Brook cannot do that already. Third would be the soul Susanoo, soul, like, outcast icy thing. You know what I mean? The outcast of energy. Maybe put the icy aura of the underworld around that and kind of be able to do a similar attack to Aokiji's Ice Age, but just kind of like, boom! Iciness everywhere, all around. Fourth would be the soul Susanoo actually moving and punching and attacking, maybe even having some sort of soul energy sword that maybe or maybe not is encased in the icy winds of the underworld and has a freezing effect of its own. So those are basically all the things I could think of. Or actually maybe even one more thing. If Brook is bringing his soul out of his mouth, maybe that soul being able to attack people with, like, maybe an icy breath or something, or maybe again just the influencing of souls. That's just one last thing, so I guess add that fifth thing to the mix. But yeah, tell me what you guys think of all of these theories I have of the Yomi Yomi no Mi and what it could manifest into later on in the story. Tell me some attacks you think that the Yomi Yomi no Mi might be able to develop later on, or maybe even has right now, in the comments below. Things you think the Devil Fruit might be able to, like, you know, create. Just something epic, just something you think of or thought of that I didn't say in this video or didn't think of. But yeah, just tell me if you think that this was credible, if you think that the fruit could actually do any of these things, or if you even think that it will. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoy my content, and only if you enjoy my content, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more One Piece content. We love One Piece around here. We love the Straw Hats around here. We love Brook around here. And we love the icy winds of the underworld around here. I'ma see y'all in the next video. Peace.